Yes, GC here, and oh man, we are back with Godzilla 2014. Let's finally cleanse our body fully of the 98 version. All gone, cause we got the 2014 edition! Or more like the real King of the Monsters return. So directed by Gareth Edwards. Holy crap, it's his second film for his career. If you didn't know, he directed the 2010 Monsters, which was basically about humans and monsters, or how humans would coexist in a, I guess, world where monsters were quarantine zones away. And it was pretty intense, because it was intense. Check it out if you haven't. But anyway, back to Gojira! So starring Aaron Taylor-Johnson from Kick-Ass, Ken Watanabe, Elizabeth Olsen, Juliette Binoche, Sally Hawkins, David Strathairn, and bam, the Bryan Cranston. So what's it about? Basically, if you manage to miss all the trailers and teasers and everything, just go in and realize that it's a film about Godzilla and his return and how people are gonna cope with this kaiju, the king of kaiju's return. And that's basically the entire plot. We just deal with the kaiju situation as insignificantly as humanly we can, because we are nothing compared to these great kaijus. So what did I like about this film? Wow! Just wow! The characters, the pacing, the story itself, the kaijus, like everything. I really enjoyed this film for sure. And Bryan Cranston, please just show up in more movies in general. Really loved his performance. I really loved going back to the roots, going to Japan, and even getting Bryan to speak some Japanese here and there. That was pretty awesome. It was just like, yeah, you know, Godzilla's a Japanese thing. We should be in Japan. And it was just great. Aaron Taylor-Johnson, all I've seen of him was Kick-Ass, and to see him transition into such a stoic, silent, family, military type of dude from his teenager Kick-Ass type is just, wow, this guy, I enjoyed his on-screen time. I look forward to him as Quicksilver in Avengers and whatever he has planned. Also, Elizabeth Olsen, this is the first time for me seeing her on screen. I enjoyed what she brought to the table. Sure, it wasn't that deep, but she brought what was needed. And then we got Ken Watanabe. I would say he delivered, again, he delivered what was needed. Though, I would have ideally hoped for another Japanese actor, because Ken Watanabe is not the only Japanese actor. Though, if they didn't get him, they probably would have just shoehorned Hiroyuki Sanada, because apparently these are the only Japanese actors that we have in Hollywood. But anyway, beside that, he was interesting. I mean, his mumbling English sort of carried with his character well, because he's such a creepy, mysterious scientist sort of type. But beyond that, it was like, oh, not bad, not bad. And basically, for acting, that's everyone major. So, back to Godzilla himself and pacing. I really enjoyed how it's character focused, as in, it built the world where Godzilla existed, and it built to the characters where you cared for them. Not to the point where, oh, I became a nurse or a soldier because of this and that, but rather it's just what motivates them for survival and what do they care about, what their priorities. I mean, that's all you need in a monster film, and I'm glad that I got that. And yeah, so character and pacing wise, I liked it. Though I have to address it in what I didn't like, in the sense where there were a lot of just crazy action on the news. But we're gonna go to the character development part. Like, I mean, you know, Godzilla is fighting. Can we just linger maybe a minute or two here and then give me back the character development? Like, I know I care about these characters and how they're gonna cope and everything, but I mean, I just want a bit more action. And also, back to the whole essence of Godzilla, I seriously swear they captured both the badass man suit of the movies. I never watched any Godzilla movie except for the original and 98 and this, so I'm definitely gonna go back and just watch all the man suit Godzilla fights. It captured that essence for sure, but at the same time it captured the seriousness of the original, how everything was at stake, and it was just, it's not cheesy. Like, I from what I'm seeing of the man suit fights, it's cheesy, but here it feels realistic and it could be real in a sense, because the CGI is done really well here, and I really loved it. And there were very iconic moments, and I'm just like, Like, sure, people will be like, oh, I wish that, like, last fight was, like, more intense, I wish blah blah blah, but seriously, that last fight was just iconic, and just seeing it done correctly was just, yes, yes. This movie, I'm glad it exists. I wish for more. It could have been better, but I'm just happy that it exists, and it's just like, there was no disappointment. I enjoyed it. I expected it, because I mean, if you looked at how Edwards played with monsters, I sort of knew what he was going to do here, and reading reviews, I sort of knew. So going into that, knowing that, it was just like, yeah, I'm totally fine with this. Like, the end fight was iconic, that's all I can say. It was just, holy crap! It happened on screen. That's what I felt. And that's all I needed for Gojira. Like, seriously, like that happened and I'm happy. Like, it could have been better, it could have been more, but I'm saying that if they didn't do that, it'll be like, wow. But they did it. They did this thing, and I was totally happy that they did it. And that's, like, my bottom line, is that they needed to do this, and they did it. Hence, me completely satisfied with this ending. But anyway, props for everybody that worked on this film. I'm just happy that the Legendary and Warner Brothers and Toho just worked together to bring Godzilla back. Yes! Godzilla is back! So yeah, if you have any comments, leave it below. Get back to you as soon as possible. Tell me if you liked it, tell me if you didn't like it. And that is all for this movie review of this guy's movie. That's just so badass, and laters. Oh, and lastly, if you love this movie, definitely go check out Godzilla Half-Century War by James Stokoe, published by IDW. It's a comic with a story that spans 50 years in 5 issues, and it's basically about when Godzilla first shows up, and this ragtag of military guys tries to hunt him down, and things go nuts, and nuts, and nuts, and that ending. Because I swear, if they adapt his story into a movie, it will be an epic proportion that will match anything that Godzilla's been in before. It's just amazing, and if they can keep the whole, what they delivered here to this entire franchise, I cannot wait for the future of Godzilla.